but together is the question. How do they taste together? Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and two of my favorite things in this world are cheesecake and brownies. So we made cheesecake brownies today. I'm gonna show you how simple this recipe is to make. So let's get started. So I have my almond flour, powdered sweetener. I'm just gonna go ahead and add that straight into the bowl. And I link all the ingredients that I use in the description below so that you guys, in case any of you have questions, then you'll know exactly what I'm using. And then we have our unsweetened Dutch process cocoa powder. Just add that in as well. I like to add in all my dry ingredients first, just to give it like a little mix before we add in the wet. And then we have our baking powder. So just give it a little mix. And once everything's mixed together, let's add in our wet ingredients. So just want to melt your butter before you get started. I just realized that I forgot to melt my chocolate chips. These are no sugar added chocolate chips by Chalk Zero. I'll link them down in the description below. These are my favorite. They taste amazing and you're not putting all that sugar into your body. So I will link those down below as well. So let's go ahead and melt these. I'm gonna do about a 20-second increment because you don't wanna burn your chocolate. Okay, so I ended up melting this for about 30 seconds, but don't ever melt it for 30 seconds straight because you will burn your chocolate. And then it also depends on the strength of your microwave. So you just wanna, be safe and do it like in 10 to 15 second increments. So now let's go ahead and pour that right in. Beautiful, look at that. Okay, so we have our butter, our chocolate, all our dry ingredients, and now let's just crack in our eggs. We're gonna mix all this together. And we're actually making the cheesecake part separate. I'm gonna show you how we're going to layer everything. So I totally forgot that we have this little electric mixer that is so clutch, but you can also use just a hand whisk or even a stand mixer. So let's go ahead and mix. This is so quiet. I'm seriously obsessed with this little guy. So now all we want to do is get rid of all the clumps, make sure everything is well incorporated. We have a smooth batter. And once we do, we are going to pour everything right into our baking dish. Now we're gonna save a little bit of our batter because I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with it at the end, okay? Okay, so what we're gonna do before we get started on our cheesecake part, we are going to pour our batter into our baking dish. It's kind of like a little glue. And now we'll just pour a little just in case it doesn't stick, but things usually don't stick on parchment. So we're gonna go ahead and pour this into our baking dish, and just remember to save a little bit of the batter, okay? You're gonna see why. So I'm saving about ½ cup of the batter, and we're just gonna set this aside. Okay, so our brownie batter is in, looks beautiful. So now we are going to get started on our cheesecake mixture. 2 sticks of cream cheese already inside. Adding in our room temperature eggs. Our sweetener. And then we have our vanilla. And now we're gonna mix. Now, just so to make sure you guys see this, we have our brownie batter. We're gonna top it off with our cheesecake batter. So now that we have both the brownie and the cheesecake layered, the rest of the brownie batter, what we're gonna do is actually put it on top, and we're gonna make little swirls. So it's gonna look like a swirly cheesecake. It's just gonna look really pretty on top. So it's really worth doing. Of course, you don't have to. You could just put all the brownie batter and all the cheesecake batter, and the taste is gonna be the same. but we just want to give it more of a like a decorative look. All right guys, so see what a difference. It looks so pretty on top, like a beautiful marbling. So now just make sure that your oven is already preheated to 350 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and bake this. I'm gonna show you how this looks when it comes out. So brownies are out. I ended up baking these for about 40 to 45 minutes. I did lower the heat, so I put them into the oven initially at 350 degrees, and then 10 minutes in, I lowered the temperature to 325, and I put a piece of aluminum over it so that it wouldn't get like burnt basically, because it'll get kind of crusty on top, and that that helped avoid that. And obviously they turned out gorgeous. We are gonna do the taste test. I already know that this cheesecake recipe is everything. Brownie recipe is my favorite, but together is the question. How do they taste together? Let's go. Oh my gosh. So good. The texture. I mean, how can you really go wrong with a cheesecake brownie? Guys, you can't. You're gonna love it. It's great for the holidays, great for a party, or even just to make and keep in your fridge. I'm gonna leave the link to the recipe in the description below. That's gonna take you to lowcarblove.com, where you're gonna be able to print this recipe along with exclusive recipes that I don't share anywhere else on the internet. So make sure you check that out. Hit that like button, because that's the way you show me love in return. Guys, thanks again for being here with me. I love you, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.